Kenya is known globally for participating in peace missions. Appearing before the Committee on Administration and National Security, the CS said Kenyan police have been sent to peace operations abroad several times. Here is the CS speaking to Parliament.
Our CS, Kenyans are a bit worried about the safe return of our sons and daughters.
I am happy to assure the country that we are not taking our officers to Haiti as guinea pigs, because our police officers have been engaged in the past very successfully in the United Nations Transitional Assistance Group to Namibia in 1989-1990.
What we are doing at the moment is identifying the officers who will go to serve in this mission. And it's very competitive. Officers and the NPS are very eager to go for this mission. It's competitive. Then, of course, they'll have to go through medical examination. Then thereafter, a training. Of course, that includes even the language.
Attorney General Justin Muturi before Parliament Committee on IPP Agreements, and Attorney General Justin Muturi wants owners of independent power producers IPPs who entered into an alleged illegal agreement with the government over power supply and distribution prosecuted for failing to disclose their real identities to the Register of Companies as required by the law. Now, the AG, while shedding more light into the agreements between government and the IPPs, revealed that the Office of the Attorney General was tactically sidelined during the crafting and signing of the power purchase agreements between the IPPs and government. Here is Justin Muturi speaking to Parliament.
Did you ever get to fully unearth ownership of some of those companies that we are talking about that particular time?
And there's always been involved. I'm sure will not be where we are.
Some of the IPPs have been willing to look at their rates, and I think as a committee we need to move with speed to see how much we can be able to get from them.
Those found to have bound government in unconscionable contracts be meant to take responsibility. They will still be found guilty because they will not have provided the names of the beneficial owners. That is what the current law requires.
The President Ruto presides over the Turkana Cultural Festival. Now, President William Ruto has committed to ramping up efforts to rid Turkana County of cattle rustling through the deployment of a National Public Reserve to complement police efforts in ending the vice. The President spoke in Lodwar, Turkana County on Thursday, where he officially opened the Turkana Cultural and Tourism Festival.
It is my pleasure to join you for this beautiful cultural celebration. I thank the county of Turkana County for organizing this magnificent and colorful festival, the Tobong Lore, a celebration of community, identity, and humanity. It is therefore a festival with regional dimensions and benefits, specifically the celebration of our diversity and enhancement of peace in our region. People and peace is enhanced by integration, by accentuating similarities, and this festival is unique in this regard. It strengthens the bonds between various communities and builds a sense of oneness that weakens the impulses of conflict and division. And let me say this, It is the reason why the government of Kenya is exploring possibilities in the very near future, maybe within the next 1 year, of making it possible for citizens of the world from every part of the world to visit Kenya without the requirement of a visa, because it is not fair for anybody to be asked for a visa when they are coming home.
Katika bajeti ya mwaka huu ambao sasa tumemaliza kota, tayari Mheshimiwa Rais ilibidi aongeze mfuko wa kupigana na ukeketaji katika Jamhuri yetu ya Kenya, ili kuona ya kwamba wasichana hawakeketwi katika zile jamii ambazo zinakeketa wasichana. Na kwa nini tutumie pesa nyingi kufanya vitu ambavyo havina faida katika karne ya 21? Kwa hivyo mimi naomba tumuunge mkono Rais, tuondoe yale ambayo hayana faida katika jamii na mila ambazo zimepitwa na wakati, ili tukaweze kuwa na mila ambazo zitaweza kutuzalishia mazao na utamaduni ambao utakuwa kitega uchumi.
Lazima tujenge viwanja vya ndege kila mahali Turkana, kwa sababu watalii watakuja Turkana na basi watakuja na viwanja vidogo vidogo kama zile za Masai Mara, wanatua, wanaona, wanaenda. Vile imetajwa, lazima tuwe na exhibition hall ya kuweka hii mifupa, watu wanaingia vizuri, mahali kuna air conditioning quality. Shida ambayo imetusumbua ni shida ya marketing katika nchi yetu ya Kenya, utalii. Na sio marketing ya watu wa pesa ndogo ndogo peke yake. Tunataka marketing ambayo italeta watu wenye pesa nyingi. Waache a lot of money in this country. High value marketing ambayo nakuhakikishia kwamba tuweze kufanya ndio tuweze kupata pesa. Utalii ukiendelea juu, inamaanisha kwamba vijana wetu wanapata kazi, mahoteli yanafunguka, pesa inamwagika. Kwa ufupi nasema mbele iko sawa.
Forest rangers dismissed as directed by the President. Now, Environment and Forest Cabinet Secretary Soipan Tuya has warned the senior managers at the Kenya Forest Service that they will not be spared if found to be in contravention of the law in discharging their duties. The CS implemented the President's sack order for 23 Kenya Forest Service officers.
I said that these 23 are those whose investigations have been completed and have been found culpable of gross misconduct. There is a whole other array of officers of different levels who are under investigations, and we are going to take stern action until we are on the same page with everybody.
Those who have been found either compromised, incompetent, or engaged in corruption in this space that has led to the destruction of our forest assets, I have instructed the board to remove them from being officers of government and workers of government, and as the DCI is concluding investigations, to make sure that these people are prosecuted.
And we are here again to send a strong warning to all the Kenya Forest Service officers, including the board of directors, the management, that there will be no sacred cows. Anyone found abetting, aiding, or conniving to deplete our forest resources will face the full force of the law. The illegal activities are actually very rampant. We have 10 conservancies across the country, but the Mao Forest Conservancy, which covers all the 21 blocks, is one such notorious conservancy.
Malaria drug, war on malaria gets a major boost. Now, Kisumu County has rolled out the use of a new drug for the treatment of severe malaria in what experts say could be a game changer in suppressing mortality rate from the killer disease, especially among children. The drug, which is produced by Chinese pharmaceutical Fosun Pharma, is a one-step formulation drug that will not only shorten the response for malaria emergency cases, but also lower the cost of the treatment. Here are the sound bites from Kisumu.
Remember, you're dealing with something that is close to an emergency. The last thing is that you want is to then put another impediment in terms of preparing the medicine. Previously, there were several vials that a nurse had to use before they could do it. Now you just take the powder and take one vial, mix, and give the medicine.
The problem with IV artesunate sometimes is the reconstitution. So sometimes it's a little bit of a challenge, especially if you're dealing with very young children, because the volumes are quite high.
Medicine can be very good, but the last point of actually getting with the patient can be the limiting thing. Those are the things we are trying to do to make sure we address.
And residents of Kiambu County will now have access to a full range of quality health services. This follows the launch of Kiambu County Universal Health Coverage, covering 60 wards within the county.
Mjue ya kwamba tulisema kulingana na mradi uliozinduliwa na rais wetu Dr. William Samoei Ruto, tukishirikiana na yeye kama serikali ya county na county zote, ya kwamba kila CHP ambao hao tumeweka kwenye orodha ya wafanyikazi wa county, kila mtu atakuwa akitembea akiwa anabeba hospitali ndogo kwa mgongo, kwa vile kila CHP atakuwa ako na kit yake. Na sisi hapa ndani ya kaunti ya Kiambu tuko na hawa CHPs 4,160.
Mambo yote yanayohusika na uboreshaji wa afya yameshughulikiwa. Kadhalika, tutatumia teknolojia ya kuweka shughuli zote za matibabu katika tarakilishi ama kompyuta ili kazi hiyo ifanyike rahisi na kwa njia iliyo na mpangilio mzuri.
Uturuhusu katika mpango huu tuongeze pia na mental health care kwa hawa ambao wanafanya hiyo kazi, ili waweze kutusaidia vijana wetu ambao hawajakuwa katika mipango hii ya hospitali, ili tuweze kusaidia vijana hawa ambao wako kila mahali katika barabara na mambo yale ambayo tunasikia katika vijiji. Governor, tukishirikiana na ofisi ya Woman Rep, ukubali tafadhali.
That's your news. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're coming back with the stories.